Hello, citizens of YouTube land.
Hi.
It's your president and your VP back once again with another episode of
Walker.
And hey, if you want to become a citizen of YouTube land, all you have to do is hit that subscription button below. So, with that out of the way, let's jump right on into it. This episode began with a flashback sequence where Walker was touching a saddle and it reminded him of his wife.
Yeah.
The whole episode revolves around the ongoing struggle of him trying to maintain a sense of semblance in this world that he's now becoming accustomed to.
Yeah.
So, his partner and him then have to investigate the disappearance of a prized racehorse. Turns out this prized racehorse could not compete no more. So the doctor was told to basically off it. However, he decided to just let it roam the streets of Austin.
Yeah.
And they eventually found out. Now, another plot to this episode was that he had to do his recertification process, which he failed spectacularly.
Yeah.
Because he ended up scaring the driving instructor. Although he drove really well, he didn't drive to the liking of the driving instructor.
Yeah. He drove really fast, in case if you're wondering.
But his best friend, who's now the captain, has basically... He did get his recertification done, and then there was the plot surrounding his daughter, who decided she wasn't going to start on the soccer game because her and her friend got in trouble last episode together. They were arrested because, as so often is the case, teenagers experience a wide variety of emotions when they lose one of their parents. I can attest to this because I was at a very young age when I lost my own moms, so I understand where a lot of the motivation from this is coming from. Meanwhile, we find out that his brother tried to get custody of his kids while he was gone.
And that starts kind of a big fight between the two siblings, and yeah, it's actually pretty funny because it's not pretty funny, but it's just... it's just right there.
And then there was a scene where the daughter, she didn't want to talk to Walker, so they ended up having to communicate through text, which is kind of a nice throwback to the way people often talk today.
Yeah, he's like, well, if she's not going to speak to me verbally, might as well just send her a text message.
The whole episode was a pretty good one.
We just recently found out the Rotten Tomatoes score of this of the first episode so far.
Yeah, they gave
27%.
Yeah, that's pretty baffling. It's a pretty decent show so far. Still got a lot of quirks and kinks. I think it's got to work out, but overall, I think this is going to be a pretty good season, and we'll just continue along this ride. Next episode should be really good. I give this one 4.25 out of 5. What say you?
I'll give it 4.25 out of 5 as well.
Yeah, there was some weak elements to it. A little bit on the weak side, I felt.
The acting is actually kind of really good, though.
The acting's really good, but I didn't feel like there was enough of an action scene, if that makes sense, because I feel like there should be more action, and maybe there will be later on. But
look in the next episode, because remember, they show him going...
There was a nice scene where he arrives on horseback.
Yeah. And then,
to help the other Rangers, and he grabs his partner, and then his partner jumps off of the horse into the SUV to get the bad guys. So that was pretty cool.
She does the most Walker thing. She's basically more Walker than what Walker's supposed to be. Like,
yeah,
Jared, what are you doing?
They might need to step up the game a bit and give a few more action sequences. you probably need to find a nice little balance between the dramatic and the action. So I'm sure that they'll maybe work out the kinks a little bit more. I
Yeah.
felt that this episode was a tad bit weaker than the pilot episode, but hopefully things will get even better as the season goes on.
Yeah.
Having said all that, if you just watched this episode too and you felt like this series has fallen off of a cliff already and there's no reason to even keep watching, well, as usual, that's your opinion and you're wrong because you should keep watching. But just remember, as always, we're just two idiots with a cell phone camera. Our opinions do not matter, except they actually do.
Because we have a YouTube show,
except they actually don't. So, having said all that, as usual, just remember, guys, that we'll see you next week. We'll be doing we'll be doing episode 3 of Walker, and look in the near future for the Friday the 13th remake that Jared Padalecki was in as well.
And possibly season 2. Of Walker, Texas Ranger.
Alright.
Possibly.
So now that we've plugged everything that we can to get out of the way.
Depends, honestly, how long it will take us to watch.
Yeah.
Walker,
Been
Texas
slacking
Ranger
a little
2,
bit lately.
Season 2.
But we'll try to get it out for you guys.
Yeah.
But as always, just remember, peace and love from Denny and Son. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye.